Hi, it's Hither Mann. Hope you're having a great day. Now, a lot of people ask, who is Hither Mann? And I'm going to tell you. So, well, I am one of the UK's top traders and top financial educators in my field. So I teach people what I do, and ultimately I give them my money at the end of it. If you're good at what you do, then I will just say, here's a bit of money, play with it, do what I said, and let's hope you all make a lot of money. That's what I do in a nutshell. Now, in the process, I have trained people, financial traders from JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Credit Suisse, Bank of America, you name it, big tier 1 banks, and I mean like the big banks of the world. So not only do I teach people from like some Joe Public, let's say, I teach people from the banking industry how to trade financial markets in a very sophisticated manner. Now, the next question that would arise would be like, how on earth does she know all this stuff? Well, good question, because ultimately prior to financial trading, this is not something I used to do forever. I mean, my background was actually in real estate or property. And property was fantastic. I made a lot of money, I'll be honest. And then 2008 happened. Who remembers that? Yep, we all probably do. And that wasn't actually a bad year. It was a very good year in the sense that all it required for me to do was change my strategy. I had so much, I had a consortium of funds, so a lot of money sitting in a pot effectively. Couldn't do much with it because there was no confidence in the market, property market. There was no one lending. The banks were not lending money. That was the end of that game for about 9 months at least. And in that process, my mortgage broker actually introduced me to a world of financial trading. So all this like chart stuff, which I'd never seen before. I tried it and I learned off the internet. One of the worst things I did actually, because everything out there is full of rubbish. It doesn't work. And there's a massive reason why it doesn't work, which, you know, I hope I can tell you one day. But in the meantime, I learned from the internet in a very amateur manner. I lost money. And then I thought, right, this has to stop because ultimately I need to learn it from the best. I mean, how did I get good at property? I learned from the best. So how do I get good at financial trading? I need to find the best. And this is where the problem arose, because the world isn't, you know, financial trading is a whole different world. They do not want to reveal themselves. The top people in this financial world will never be accessible to you or even to me at that time. So then I had to literally think out the box. And because I was in a very fortunate position, I had 7.8 million in a consortium of funds. I had to buy my information. I had to go to an institutional broker, which is like the middleman between the bank and you. And I said to them, I'm going to give you this fund, like this big pot of money, because I know money talks. So if anyone says it doesn't, it does. This is the only reason I got what I got right now. So gave them this money. I said, on the basis you give me the top 5 people that trade financial markets, I want the top 5 big boys, effectively, you know, and I got them. So I had every single one lined up, ready to have a chat with, interview, effectively. And I learned from the top person in the city, and I mean London City, arguably one of the best in the world. So from then on, never look back. It's been a great journey. It's been a very tough journey. Let me not put that by, you know, let's not pretend it was easy. It's been the toughest thing I've done, but it's also been the most rewarding. The amount of money I make in that system, in that world, has been tenfold compared to what I did in property or anything else. So I would recommend it to people who are serious. You know, so this is what I'm about. I'm so passionate about what I do that I put my money where my mouth is. And the only, you know, I never wanted to teach it, I'll be honest. Like there was no, why would I teach? I mean, I didn't have to. I never taught property. I was good at that. But the reason I went into teaching was very important. It was literally because I saw what was on the market. I saw who was doing what, and these big names, obviously I'm not going to mention any, but they were like really famous for like being financial traders and all this stuff. And they, you know, and I took their strategies and I showed it to my trader, the guy in the city, the big, you know, the one who's making like $1 million a month type of guy, you know, and I showed him and I said, what do you think to this? Because it's so different to what we're doing. It's so amateur, you know. And he goes, yeah, this is the most rubbish thing I've seen in my life. I said, well, this is what's getting taught to the general public and these people love it. And the worst thing is none of those people made money. So then I was thinking, I'm going to take it as a personal challenge to change the education market as much as I can. And, you know, I love a big challenge, I'll be honest. And the best thing about it is that I put my money where my mouth is, because that's the only way I was going to get credibility in this game. I want to make people filthy rich and enjoy it at the same time. So I want them to have, if I can do it, ultimately I think you can do it. I came from no money, let's make it very clear. No money, I made every penny on my own. And I very much would love to teach people how to do this. So, you know, without going into it far too much detail, that's what I'm about. And I love teaching people what I do because it creates very top level people, high elite kind of level of people. So when you make a lot of money, you have to be a very different kind of person, mentally, emotionally, physically. You know, the whole thing changes. I've changed throughout these years, and it's been always for the better. So now everything I've learned, I'm now teaching people, and I want to make them as rich as I can possibly make them because it's so much fun. And you know, it's what life's about, you know. So for me, that's what I do. So I'm going to keep it short. That's all. Hope that answered a few questions. In the meantime, hope you have a good day.